Hello, video rebooters. It is day 22 now, and since I completed my third full week of my reboot, I did my weigh-in this morning and my measurements, and I lost 4 pounds in the last week, so it's definitely slowing down. And I did my measurements, and I lost 3 3/4 inches. Interestingly enough, last week, most of the inches lost came from my thighs. This week, most of the inches lost came from my hips and butt and my waist. So it's really interesting to watch it like work its way around my body. And so, yeah, so everything's slowing down. I would be okay with continuing to lose 3 to 4 pounds a week because it's still, a nicer loss than I would get from any other, diet or nutrition plan that I've done. If I can keep that up consistently. If it keeps slowing down to like 1 pound a week, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard because this is, juice fasting is a challenge, and it's difficult not actually being able to eat, food. So, if it slows down to 1 pound a week, it's going to be hard to justify, continuing it for weight loss, but there's other health benefits, I know. It's just that when you work that hard, you like to see a little bit greater return for your, work. So I can handle, if it drops to like 3 to 4 pounds a week, and hopefully, it'll continue to stay at that level. That would be really nice. Although next week is going to be my monthly cycle, so I'd imagine if I do my weigh-in next week, there's going to be few pounds of water in there. So anyway, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm liking, the way my skin is looking and the way my face is looking, and I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm finally getting over that cold sinus drainage thing that I had for like a week and a half. So that's going better. I've been having challenges every Saturday. The last 2 Saturdays have been rough. This Saturday we were very busy and there was a lot of food temptations, and I kept having to say no, 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 and I started to feel sorry for myself. So Saturday, and I was cranky and in a bad mood because of it. But then Sunday was much better. So it seems like it's a Saturday thing right now. So yeah, nothing much to report there. I'm starting to think a little bit about, how long I want to continue doing this, and what happened with things that I had tried to lose weight in the past and how I can avoid that happening in the future, because I always gained the weight back. I'm starting to think about that. I'm thinking about the time that I was a vegetarian. I became a vegetarian for 6 months, maybe back in 2004, 2005. Not for political reasons, nothing political at all, but simply because I love animals so much. I've often said that if I had to, if it was up to me and I had to kill an animal or I would starve to death, I would have a very hard time doing it. I think maybe for my child, I could do it. But I think if it was for me, I would probably just starve. I just have a very hard time with any kind of, killing of animals. So I tried it for 6 months, and I wanted to share a little bit about that with you. I tried being a vegetarian for 6 months, and I felt really tired. I was feeling really sluggish, and I started gaining weight. And I don't think I was doing it right. I went to my nutritionist to try to get some help for what was happening. And she told me that I was protein deficient and that my body needed more protein. And she also suspected that I had a problem with soy because a lot of the vegetarian options had soy in them. And I think that the soy was affecting my thyroid and making my thyroid sluggish. But that was really all she could tell me. She didn't really give me a lot of time or a lot of help. So I didn't know how to do it. So I kind of went back to eating meat after that because I didn't know, how to do a vegetarian diet without a lot of soy and, get enough protein. I think now, with doing a reboot, I might be able to transition to a more vegetarian lifestyle. And I didn't even try vegan because I was trying vegetarian first. I think that it's kind of a natural progression. So I might try, to do more of a vegetarian diet after the reboot, and see how I do. See if I can get enough protein and see if I can do it without, having a lot of soy. So I might try that. That might be an option for me after my reboot, however long it lasts. I also think that maybe another reason why my weight loss is only like 3 to 4 pounds a week now is because of that there's so much fruit in my juices. You know, even though I try to get mostly vegetable ones and just have a little bit of fruit, it still is a lot of more fruit than I normally eat, and I do have a little bit of the I have a little bit of the sugar sensitivity, like insulin resistance and things like that. My body tends to lose weight quicker and faster when there is no sugar, including fruits. I've actually in the past tried to lose weight, and it seems like with like maybe one piece of fruit a day is like my max when I'm trying to lose weight. But I know that our juice reboot is a different sort of thing and it can fix some of those problems. So I'm hoping that some of that might change. But I do know that the more vegetable juice that I can have, hopefully the better I'll be able to sustain weight loss. I did lose really well in the past with low carb eating, but there's so many things about low carb eating that kind of bother me in the back of my mind. Like what I didn't like was eating all the animal proteins I was eating. Like that just seemed like just so much meat. And it seemed like, I mean, everybody said, you know, when you read the books about low carb eating, they say that, you know, that's fine. Your body's designed, you know, the paleo thing, you know. But then there would also be a lot of processed meats that would work their way in. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that a lot of these meats were processed. And sometimes I would eat cheese. And I've always had like a slight problem with dairy. But the thing that really bothered me a lot about was the artificial sweeteners. A lot of times when I would try to be grabbing low carb things and I was in a hurry and needed things quick, I would end up with things that had like artificial sweeteners in it. And I didn't like that. It didn't seem like a healthy way to lose weight. But my body usually responded well to the no sugar, no carb thing. So I think that maybe, you know, my weight loss is not going to be as quick as some people's with juice fasting, just because, you know, even if there's just one piece of fruit in every juice, if you're eating 4 or 5 juices, you know, drinking 4 or 5 juices a day, you know, that still is more fruit than I used to keep myself at like a maximum of 1 when I was trying to lose weight because of the sugar. So I've been thinking about a lot of the things that I tried in the past and why it didn't work or why I gained the weight back. But yeah, low carb had always worked for me. I just didn't feel like it was the healthiest option. I didn't want to eat all the animal meat, and I didn't want to eat as much of the cheese. I've lived a fairly healthy life. I mean, in the sense that my parents did a good job. Like I got off goat's milk when I was I got off cow's milk when I was 3 or 4. And I spent like most of my entire life, you know, not drinking any kind of milk, like cow's milk. We've been using like rice or almond milk for years, in our cereals or in, you know, cooking or whatever. And my daughter, she right now, because she's young and she's growing, she's drinking organic goat's milk, excuse me, from a farm that we go to. And the goats are like, they run free and they're happy, and you know, it's organic and it's a very nice, peaceful little farm, and we know them, and so I feel good about, you know, giving her the goat's milk. But she also likes the almond milk too. So when she doesn't need the goat's milk anymore, we're gonna put her on, you know, the almond milk. So yeah, I try to like make healthier choices, and I haven't eaten red meat very much in years. I've never been a big red meat eater. Mostly just chicken, fish, turkey, things like that. So anyway, so when I'm finished with my reboot, I'm thinking about what I might do, and I might try to, you know, do a lot of vegetarian and see how I feel. Hopefully the reboot will have fixed some of that. And I can always use like a protein powder to make sure I get enough protein as well with the juice. So, and like I said, hopefully some of the whole insulin resistance, you know, pre-diabetic type things that I have, will resolve themselves. So I can eat, you know, fruits and vegetables, and I can eat a lot of fruit if I need to and still, you know, lose weight, or maintain weight. I'm hoping. So anyway, that's what's been going on here. It's been a really crazy day. I had to make the time to do this video because it's been almost a week since I've recorded a video, but I wanted to tell you my weight loss was 4 pounds in the last week and 3 3/4 inches. So I'm at 24 pounds lost in 21 full days. Today is day 22. So that's nice. I'm going to be holding right around a pound a day for the full reboot, but, I'm sure I'll soon be less than a pound a day if I continue going for a longer time. I'm going to at least try for 30 days, and hopefully a little bit longer than that. We'll see. And thanks everyone for the encouragement and for the nice videos. I've really been watching a lot of, documentaries, and I've been watching a lot of other people doing YouTube videos that are juicing whenever I can. I've been doing juicing radio, listening to that, just to keep myself encouraged and keep the motivation to go on. So anyway, so I'll close out the video, and I will hopefully check in with you guys in a few more days. I'll talk to you later. Juice on.